Hi, Tracy says, Tracy McGillfresh, Dayton, Ohio. I'm in my Kettering Rosewood Art Center studio, and I am making something really special for someone, and I wanted to share it with you. I often hear and see the comment, how can I make money with sewing? So there's probably quite a few ways, but the way I've found that makes the most money in the shortest amount of time is to do alterations. So I switched my business in 2018 from primarily making costumes and dresses and garments for people to alterations, and I found that I made a lot more money, so more return on investment. I could help a lot more people, and it just made sense to me to switch and use that extra time to make what I wanted to make and increase my skill level and learn more. So that's the route that I went. But there's other routes. You can make custom clothing for people and costumes and things like that besides alterations. And you can also make all kinds of craft things like bags, purses, coasters, bowl cozies, scrunchies, and things like that. Baby bibs, baby clothes, whatever is your niche, and sell those online and at craft fairs. So the problem with sewing is actually keeping the cost low because it's very expensive to sew. So that's what people find out when they first get started, that there's this misconception that basically not only is it going to be easy and a low skill level, but things are very cheap to buy the fabrics and notions for, and this is not true at all. So that's a dress like this can cost you $100+ for the fabric. It's underlined in a satin, the zipper, and anything else before you even start sewing. So it can be very expensive, and that's where the problem lies with making custom. So the way around that is, if you're making custom, to have the customer buy the fabric and have that expense on them up front, and there's no explaining it, and it's their own education right there. So that's one thing that you can do if you want to pursue sewing custom for people. So today I am working on a custom dress for somebody that I absolutely adore and love, Ruby Randall. She used to model for me, and we've been friends for a long time. And in 2020, she asked me to make a Native American inspired regalia dress. So I made a mock-up just to see if I could in a more formal fabric, so that it wouldn't look culturally inappropriate. So I made this one, and then we decided down the line that I would make her one. So one big tip when you're making something for someone else, besides getting all of their measurements. So for this dress, I had to get her bust measurement, her waist measurement, her hip measurement, her length from the back of the nape of the neck to the waist, so I would know that it was going to hit her waistline. She's a lot taller than I am. And from waist to length. And then I needed to get the arm side, because that is really important, that it's not tight on her arm. If it's tight on her arm, she will not have range of motion, which will not work, which could cause the fabric to rip and fray on the arms. And then her arm length, which was important. And you could go ahead and do the arm bicep width, which I did not do. So we have made a muslin. I have just drawn on where I think that all the ribbon and trim and things should go on it for her dress, so that we can make sure these key points don't hit her at some kind of inappropriate place. Like, this is probably too high, and this is probably too high for her length, for how tall she is. And then I drafted up her own pattern, which I will probably have to alter again. So when we're talking from time of conception of the idea, made a mock-up, so I made a wearable muslin, making her muslin, drawing all of the stuff on, sending her all of the information, getting the measurements, her shopping for the fabric and finding the perfect fabric, which takes a lot of time, and just getting to this point, there's a lot of time invested. So this is why you will find that sewists will only do things for people that they love a lot of times. If it's a custom piece like a quilt or a dress, because there's so much invested and so much work in this to make it for that person that they're not willing to just do it for anyone. You want to do it for somebody that really appreciates you. So this is my friend Leslie. So these are just a few tips if you want to start your own sewing business and you want to go the custom route. I do have a Dayton Garment Designer meetup group. It's not just garment designers, it's really anyone that sews, that if you live in the Dayton area, you can connect with. We meet up quarterly, we do fabric swaps, art shows, all kinds of things. However, you will learn for free from them, and you can ask about markets, and if you want to go the craft route, if you want to go the alterations route, there's other people there that you can connect with and ask questions. In February, we're going to have a meeting for people that have sewing businesses, and it's going to be a Talk Money, where everybody can get together and talk about what they charge for things, what works for them, what insurance they use, just across the board, how they make this work. So again, Tracy McElfresh, Dayton, Ohio. The group is called the Dayton Garment Designer Meetup. We are a group that is located primarily on Facebook, although we meet in person, and I do share on my Instagram page when we have a meetup under my name, Tracy Sews. So that's it. I hope you have a great day, and I hope this video was helpful to you. Bye. And the clicker is not working.